Hello, friends. In today's newspaper, there is one article on diplomacy with a change in terms of reference. This was written by former Vice President of India, Mr. Hamid Ansari. Now, what this article is about? Now, this article is about the diplomatic relations that are existing in the West Asia, and this is speaking in context of how the West Asian geopolitics have been changing. We all know that in West Asia, recently there was a historic diplomacy that was conducted by China to bring the existing rivals, that is Iran on one side and Saudi Arabia on one side, to come to a deal. This has been hailed by the so-called Arab world. However, USA was very apprehensive. Along with USA, Israel was apprehensive because of this deal. Now, in this context, there was a beautiful article which was written, Diplomacy with a Change in Terms of Reference. Now, what Hamid Ansari wants to tell is, I have already made a separate video on this. So, what is the summary of this? The summary of this is, West Asian politics is in the transition phase. After the USA has left the West Asia and it is concentrating on the so-called South Pacific Ocean, now a new realignment among the countries in West Asia is happening. The third thing is, the erstwhile rivalries such as the UAE, Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, along with Iran, they are coming together in order to forge a strong relationship. Hailing this relationship, the Iran ministers have said that it is a very historic deal. With one agreement, they have overcome 7 achievements, or they have created 7 achievements. What are the 7 achievements? Engaging in a dialogue between the rivals, failure of the US efforts to isolate Iran after Jaffa movement. Third one, strengthening of the alliance between the Islamic countries, Arab world is coming together. Fourth one is failure of Israel to show that Iran public, there is no choice but to agree with Jaffa, and failure of Israel's interventions in the Arab. And sixth one is Beijing's entry into West Asia is one more achievement. The second one is the regime change that America wanted to do was failure. So these are the 7 achievements just by striking one deal this has attained. This is as per Iran version. Now China has also been a very dominant player here. China's diplomacy has come to the fore. Now what is the reactions of this in America? There was a famous realist thought thinker that is called Henry Kissinger. Now after this realignment has happened, what Kissinger has said, very important for PSIR students. Henry Kissinger told that I see as a substantial change in the strategic situation in West Asia. The Saudis are now balancing their security by playing the US against China. Now he says that this is a balance of power game. Now Saudis are playing China with the card of America. Right? Again, there was one more political thinker known as Aaron Miller. He said that it demonstrates that US influence and credibility in the West Asia has come to the bottom level, or it has been diminished in the region. As a result, America has to be worried about these situations. Nonetheless, there are some important things that has developed between Saudi Arabia and China, particularly the Chinese Prime Minister, the Chinese President visit to the so-called Saudi Arabia has concretized this deal. And as per China's argument, this has laid importance to 5 key issues. One is energy cooperation, finance and investment cooperation, innovation, science and technology, aerospace cooperation, and Chinese language and cultural cooperation. This has concretized China and Saudi Arabia's relationships. As a result, BRI, the Belt and Road Initiative of China, is going to extend in West Asia. This is the broader context of China in West Asia today. Now, why? What is India's stand on it? India, being very close to West Asia, depending on its energy resources from West Asia, depending for the so-called diaspora is present there. So given the national interests of the country, we are very pragmatic in our approach to the recent developments. Now, what Hamid Ansari is telling is, India should not consider this as a challenge. Rather, India should consider this as an opportunity, and it has to neither go for rivalry with China in this area, because we have to treat West Asia separately and we should have our own policy altogether. This is what the article speaks about. Thanks for joining. Have a great day.